Long before the flood, a voice from heaven shook the earth. But why Noah? Why this ark? A massive ship, built in silence, mocked by men, yet destined to carry the fate of all creation. From the fiercest lions to the smallest sparrow, pairs of creatures walked as if drawn by an unseen hand. When the final door closed, it was not Noah's hands, but the hand of God that sealed it. But here lies the question that still shakes the world today. Could Noah's Ark really hold every animal on earth? In the days of old, when the earth was filled with violence and corruption, one man stood apart. His name was Noah, and the Lord gave him a command that seemed impossible. Build an ark, and bring inside every kind of living creature. But here lies the mystery that has baffled the faithful and the skeptic alike. Could Noah's Ark really hold all the animals on earth? Was it a miracle beyond reason, or is there a deeper truth hidden in plain sight? Stay with this story, for what you are about to hear may change the way you think about the flood, about history, and about faith itself. The command and the ark. The voice of the Lord came to Noah, saying, Behold, the end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within, and without with pitch. And the design was revealed. Length 300 cubits, about 450 feet, longer than a modern football field. Breadth 50 cubits, about 75 feet. Height 30 cubits, about 45 feet tall. 3 decks, vast chambers, and a single window above. It was not a small boat of fairy tales, it was a vessel the size of a modern cargo ship. Noah obeyed, though the world mocked. For 120 years he built, hammer by hammer, plank by plank. A monument of faith rose against the storm to come. The question of the animals. Then came the command that sparks debate even now. Of every living thing of all flesh, to of every kind shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. And here the skeptic speaks. Impossible. There are millions of species on earth, how could they all fit into one ship? But pause, and consider. The text does not say species, as modern science defines them. It says kinds. A kind may not mean every single species we see today. The wolf, the fox, and the domestic dog may all descend from a single canine kind. The horse, zebra, and donkey may trace back to one equine kind. Cats, from the mighty lion to the house cat, may come from one feline kind. When viewed this way, the number shrinks dramatically. Scholars estimate perhaps a few thousand kinds, not millions of species. Suddenly, the ark does not seem as crowded as once imagined. The size and capacity of the ark. Modern engineers and naval experts have studied the ark's design. Its proportions, length to width to height, match those used in cargo ships today, built for stability in rough seas. The ark, by its measurements, had a carrying capacity of over 500 railroad stock cars. Each stock car can hold about 240 sheep-sized animals. Multiply this, and the ark could hold more than 120,000 animals. But not all animals were large like elephants or giraffes. The majority of creatures are smaller than a house cat, and young animals smaller, lighter, needing less food could have been chosen. Food could be stored in vast compartments. Grain, dried fruit, fodder, salted fish, all durable for a year. Water collected in cisterns. And for waste, sloping floors, or simple management systems. It was not a floating zoo, it was a carefully planned survival vessel. Voices of skeptics, yet the question remains, could such a thing truly happen? The skeptic scoffs. It is a myth, a legend. No man could gather the beasts of the earth. No wooden ship could endure the waves of a global flood. And perhaps, by human strength alone, it would be impossible. But the account never claims Noah did it by himself. It was God who called, God who gathered, God who shut the door of the ark when the time came. What seems impossible to men becomes possible with divine purpose. Ancient echoes and modern clues. The flood is not unique to the Bible. Across the world, in Sumer, in Babylon, in India, in the Americas, tales are told of a great deluge, of survivors in a boat, of animals preserved. Why would so many cultures share the same memory, unless something truly happened long ago? Archaeologists have uncovered shipbuilding skills in Mesopotamia older than expected. Engineers note that wooden ships of great size can be made seaworthy with correct design. And in Turkey, on the slopes of Ararat, many still seek the remains of Noah's Ark. Expeditions, satellite images, eyewitness claims, though debated, continue to stir curiosity. Beyond the animals, but deeper still is the meaning. The ark was not merely about animals, it was about salvation. The world had turned violent, cruel, and corrupt. But God offered refuge, a way to begin again. The ark became a symbol of God's judgment against sin, of His mercy to preserve life, of His covenant, pointing to a greater salvation yet to come. As the ark bore Noah and his family through the flood waters, so one day a greater ark, Christ Himself, would bear humanity through the judgment of sin. The shocking truth: so, could the ark really hold all the animals? By human reason, it seems absurd. But when viewed with care, kinds rather than species, young animals, smaller in size, vast space, more than most imagine, divine help beyond human efforts, then the impossible begins to look possible. And here lies the shocking truth: the story is not meant to satisfy the curiosity of science alone. It is meant to awaken the conscience. The ark was real, the flood was real, but greater still is the truth it points to: that there is a refuge from judgment, prepared by God Himself. And just as in the days of Noah, the door of the ark stood open for a time, so too does the door of grace stand open now. So I ask you, not only could the ark hold the animals, but rather, where do you stand when the storm comes? For the ark is more than wood and pitch. It is the promise of life. It is the echo of mercy. And it is the reminder that when all seems lost, God provides a way.